Alrighty, Opportunity Division, it is time. Welcome to the 2026 VEX World Championship. We are so excited to have you in this division here, the Opportunity Division, the best of 3 VEX divisions here. And that's right, 3 VEX divisions, the first time in VEX World's history having 3 different divisions. And folks, I have been walking around these VEX pits and everything, and it has been an absolute treat to see what these teams have been cooking up. For any of you that are in middle school and high school and are just checking out this VEX division to see what it's like and how it differentiates between the V5 programs, it is a whole heck of a lot different. I'll explain a little bit of some of the rule differences of VEX comparative to what it is in high school and middle school. First and foremost, if you look at the fields are set up a little bit differently. The blocks are located in different positions, but it is the same pushback principles and same pushback scoring. The big difference on the field setup as well, if you notice in the center of the field, it is a circle right there. That is a neutral interaction zone that both teams are able to enter into during the autonomous period. Speaking of that autonomous period, it is a 30-second autonomous period comparative to high school and middle school's 15-second autonomous period, followed by 90 seconds of driver control. So it is still the greatest 2 minutes in robotics, just a little bit different on the timings with the autonomous and the driver control periods. If you notice as well, these teams listed up here, it is 1 team per alliance, but it is not 1 robot per alliance, as VEX teams build both of their robots. They build their own partners. 1 robot must fit in a 15-inch cube, which is a much smaller volume comparative to high school and middle school's 18-inch cube. However, the second robot must fit in a 24-inch cube, which is, doing the math here, a lot bigger than that 18-inch cube. As well, these teams are able to use unlimited V5 motors. Yes, you heard that right. They are not limited to 88 watts. It is unlimited. They're able to use as many sensors and custom third-party sensors and electronic boards to power those third-party sensors, and as well, a boatload of different manufacturing techniques. You'll notice here on these robots, lots of 3D printed components, lots of milled and CNC components, lots of lathe components. It is pretty much that VEX game manual for middle school and high school, where it shows that you have to use parts that are listed on VEX Robotics website. They throw it out the window for VEX and it is just a beautiful thing here. But we are now getting ready here on the Google field, getting ready for our first qualification match here in the VEX Opportunity Division. Let's introduce the teams in red. We got ZIPS, AKRON Robotics from Akron, Ohio. Not to be outdone, the Blue Alliance is made up of UPT5 from Hidalgo, Mexico. Our Red Alliance is ready. Blue Alliance, some last-second adjustments here. But we are going to have so much fun here in the Opportunity Division these next couple of days. It is going to be electric. It is 140 total VEX teams, or about that number across these 3 divisions, all going to fight for a spot to claim themselves as division champions to face off against each other in the VEX Dome. We got 4 green lights here. We got thumbs up from everyone. So now that we got the thumbs up from our head referee, let's kick off the very first qualification match here in the Opportunity Division. It begins with 30 seconds of autonomous here in 3, 2, 1, go. Right away, ZIPS going into that neutral interaction zone. It is still on their half of the field. Blue connecting on the far long goal, taking that ownership bonus initially in this autonomous period. Their partners lined up on the middle goal for that upper middle. Doesn't look like they're going to be scoring that blue block. Maybe they're saving it for the end of this autonomous period. ZIPS missing on the connection on the near long goal, and this far long goal is full of blocks, an assortment of colors right here. And it looks like this will do it for the autonomous period. All right, red will take the autonomous bonus. No win points handed out there. We are going into a minute 30 of driver control here. It begins in 3, 2, 1, go. And right away, ZIPS here on the far long goal, lining up potentially here to make sure they can get that control bonus. They do it nicely. D-scoring a lot of their own color blocks. That was a common theme that we saw at the High School World Championship. These teams were not afraid to D-score blocks from that long goal of their own alliance to ensure that they have blocks in that control zone. That control zone, again, you cannot access that with any sort of armed D-scoring mechanisms at all. So some of these teams, in their strategy, they want to make sure that they button up those goals with no slack on either end of them here. It is man-to-man coverage initially on the long goals here, as ZIPS is able to connect 3 red blocks in that long goal on the near side of the field here. UPT5 able to connect on the upper middle, and right when I say that, ZIPS now connecting on that upper middle as well, and red will have control of all 4 goals with 40 seconds left here in this driver control period. ZIPS looking like they're trying to button up that goal on the near long end of the field here. It looks like there's some heavy defense right now being played on UPT5 as they're trying to feed or load into that feeder station on their side of the field here. They may be caught up on that, and it looks like they're able to get out of it, but we are now in the end game portion of this match. We are not afraid to issue parking tickets here, folks. And we got a tipped over robot. Unfortunately, it only took 1 match to see a robot tipped over on their own doing. We got ZIPS going up for a last second park. We got UPT5 going up for a last second park. ZIPS may have hit that last second park. UPT5 just short as that as time expires. Results are in for qualification match number 1. ZIPS, our current 1 seed after 1 qualification match with a score of 77-17. Again,